Okay, so for this assignment, for this particular module, we're going to be talking about LinkedIn and Twitter for professional use. This particular assignment, you're only going to create a LinkedIn and a Twitter account so that you can have these accounts going, have these accounts ready. We will use these a few times throughout this course. In particular, we'll use them for the cybersecurity interview. So it's important that you have these accounts. We actually have a group dedicated to this that we'll be using as well, a cybersecurity for data science group that we'll be accessing multiple times. So I just want to share my screen quickly and just go over Twitter and LinkedIn so that you who are familiar with them and can see exactly what they look like. And then we can have you set them up and you'll submit links based on when you set them up. Later on, you'll also be doing things like connecting with people using LinkedIn and Twitter. So these are really going to be a hub of a lot of what we do here. It's really important in the cybersecurity space. It's evolving so much, so rapidly that you need to be out there, get yourself out there, get yourself comfortable with connecting to folks, whether that's networking to find a job, find opportunities, or networking to help answer questions that others have experienced, others have gone through. Cybersecurity, you just look up cybersecurity attacks in the news, you'll come up with a slew of things in the news. Well, chances are someone has addressed those particular issues or some issues that are similar to them. And LinkedIn and Twitter can be a really good way to reach out and connect with experts that have experience, that have learned from that experience already. And that'll help you in whatever endeavor you look at. So LinkedIn and Twitter, while it seems like they're really separate and not connected to cybersecurity in any way, there are a lot of amazing groups out there as well for cybersecurity that you can join for both of these. There are a lot of people to follow on Twitter, which we'll see in the upcoming coursework. So it's really important that you just, for now, create those accounts. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen. I'll go over this particular assignment, and I will show you really quickly how to get to LinkedIn and Twitter. And most people know this already. Obviously, you need an internet connection to do this. You'll see this is actually just, like I said, a real quick assignment where you create these tools. If you have, this question comes up sometimes. Some people have Twitter accounts already, but they're personal Twitter accounts. LinkedIn is usually more professional. If you do have a LinkedIn account already, I highly recommend creating a professional LinkedIn account if you don't have one, as well as a professional Twitter account. So you can create more than one account in Twitter. You don't necessarily want everything that's going on in your personal life if you're using this as a professional networking tool. So I would go ahead and if you have a LinkedIn already, you could use that. That's usually for professional. But if you have a Twitter and it's used for everything, not just professional, you may want to create a separate one for a professional account. So LinkedIn, you'll see I actually have up here my LinkedIn account. You'll see I'm already logged in, but if you go into linkedin.com, you can create your account. If you have one, if you've forgotten your login, you could always get that reset. You'll see in here, I have the cybersecurity for data science. This will be populated as this course grows. So that's an actual group that we'll go over in a future assignment. But this is what you'll be using this for, as well as to reach out and connect with folks. So LinkedIn is a really wonderful resource to connect with really anyone in the professional space. I've connected myself to, I have over 10,000 connections on LinkedIn. And I've done, most of those by either reaching out to people in my various spaces that I'm in, within education, within corporate, as well as people reaching out to me and saying, hey, I love what you're doing, or I need some advice on this. And it's a really great environment because people are generally giving of their time. And it's surprising how many people will have a conversation with you, either asynchronously or synchronously through a Zoom or video conferencing solution, or on the phone, whatever people are comfortable with. But people are really responsive on LinkedIn. It's a really great environment to be involved with. Likewise, we have Twitter as well. So Twitter is a great resource, not just to sort of tap into the news, but to be able to follow experts in the space. So it's got that great follow feature. You can share out information, but you don't have to. And for this course, you're going to connect to folks, but you don't necessarily have to share too much or leverage that aspect of it too much. It's more beneficial to actually follow experts to see what they're putting out there, what they're tweeting out there, so that you could really get a great feel for what the experts are thinking, what they're experiencing, what they're going through. As you see this guy dancing around here. You'll see I follow a number of folks here, a number of folks follow me, a lot of educators in here. Obviously, I'm in the educational space. So you'll see a lot of people that are posting things. I will see it on my feed. I can retweet those things. I can do all the typical things, love and like and retweet and do all those things that I want to see or want to do with Twitter. But again, it's a really neat way of not just getting yourself out there, but actually connecting to others in the space. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing now. So again, for this particular assignment, you're just going to create those 2 accounts, and you'll share the accounts in Coursera so that you can begin to use those accounts as we move forward. Both of the accounts, LinkedIn will actually be a link. So for example, mine is linkedin.com/apisano, but your Twitter will be so mine is at Dr. Al Pisano as an example. So the links that you submit will look something like what I just described. And we will, like I said, use these moving forward. So good luck with this assignment, and see you on the next video.